Hello guys, Woohoo here, back with another episode of the new show. We are on week 25 and we got a good one for you right here. This time around we are only one Friday away from the Geo update, so there's going to be a new show of course for next week, and there's also probably going to be one continuing that, but they're going to have a live stream, and that's actually the first thing they're talking about. They're going to have a live stream on the 26th. So there's going to be a live stream next Friday and then the Tuesday after that as they're releasing Geo. So going into this week's live stream notes, and again shout out to Zero for making these. They are talking about the Twitch drops. I'm also having another video coming out on Wednesday. If you don't watch the new show, you can do it there. But you can actually just by clicking this link here, right here, you will go to the page that I will actually be talking about on Wednesday. So if you just want to wait for that, it doesn't really matter because it's all things that are going down on 26th. So no matter if you do it right before or doing it now, doesn't really matter. The thing is that you can get a Trove carpet if you don't already have it. By just watching their stream, and I also talk about in that video about Twitch drops and stuff like that. So more details about that is on the Wednesdays, this Wednesday's video, by the way. So going into the questions and answer section, the first one is they're asking if they can get Chaos butterfly wings to Luxian, and they're talking about it. There's a lot of text around really what their concerns is and stuff like that, but they're open to feedback. So I guess if you keep pushing out there, they will get to put it in there. So the next question is basically the same thing, where they're just talking now about other mounts and basically a lot of wings. A lot of the questions this week is a lot about Luxian and what things are going to come to that. But again, they're talking about that they're planning on putting in some of them rarer things into Luxian later on during the summer, I guess. That's at least what they've been saying. Next question is, are they going to the old battle coins we have right now, if they're going to be changed out for the new Battle Royale coins, and they're not. You can't convert them over. So you gotta have to kind of decide if you want to do PvP now or you want to do it as Royale comes out, if whatever you want to do. But there's still going to be vendors that you can trade your things into when the new when Battle Royale comes out, basically. So if you have a lot of coins saved up, don't worry, you can still buy at the vendor and stuff like that. It's still going to be available. Next question is that some classes get 25%, not 25%, but 25 crit damage when they hit level 30, and some is not. And what they actually answer to that is that, they get it when they get level 30, and they will evaluate it as they get into U9 and U10 and so on. So it's a small thing, but it could make a lot of difference in the end, so it should be equal to all classes, I think, as well. And again, they will review it as they get into U10 later this year. They're talking when and will they do all the daily coins before. Basically, they're saying that, the Radiant Dayspring is going to be removed. We're going to have something else that we get every day by logging in, as we got the daily loot chest before. Now then we got the daily Radiant Dayspring, and now they're removing that, and there's a new system, I guess, coming in. As they are saying right here, is that they're not removing the bench itself. It will stay, so if you are gone, like on the day Geode comes out or when the month is out or something like that, you can still go back, basically get your rewards and stuff like that. Don't worry about that. It's basically like the Dragon Crucible. The Dragon Crucible was something you could craft and you could put in your club world. Now they have removed it, so you cannot craft it or place it, but you can still have it in your inventory. And I think it's the same deal with the Radiant Dayspring. It will stay in the clubs. Like if you placed it when you could, then you're able to, get it or, place it. And the thing is going to be the same thing. So if you don't remove your Radiant Dayspring, you will just have it forever in your club. Or on your cornerstone if you had it there. Next thing is they're talking about some allies and some mounts, And they're talking again about keeping an eye, and they will appear again over the summer. So definitely we're going to see a lot more stuff, and I think it's a good way to bring some stuff back. And I always feel like there's a little bit for everyone in there. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, and I think that's amazing. And it's not always like just amazing, 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 that it also goes like a little bit worse sometimes. Next question, do we need to farm dust for U10? And they're going to say that most likely you are. So whatever you do now, just keep doing whatever you're doing. It's more or less going to be the same as we are now. Some of the system, we might see small changes, as they say. I don't think we're going to see any big changes on how to farm dust or how to get dust. Maybe they'll bring in more ways, or maybe they will change it at some point, but they won't change it as we go into U10, because it would be too much of a conversion or too much for people to kind of take in if they have to deal with like a whole new system as well going into that. People will adapt, of course, but it's not too many changes going into something that basically is something we already know. Like, we know U9, U10 would be logically be the same thing, right? But we'll see. They also explain later on that U10 is on Geode, which is basically a different world kind of thing, so they can do different things, because you do have to keep the lore going with the update. Next thing, will Patreon work with the new U10? And they say also that it most likely, as U10 is a standard Trove system, it will take place on Geode, and they've said that Geode or Patreon is not going to help on Geode. So they also say that later on. I'll get onto that, but plan your Patreon accordingly, basically. So don't use your Patreon passes right up to Geode, or renew your Patreon. If you have Patreon, save it or don't renew it before going into Geode if you can. If you just renewed it, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's not going to help you in Geode. Next thing is, will Magic Find work in U10? And they're talking about again that all your Magic Find will still work, but they will maybe not provide the benefits you have now, because kind of they will not try to get your gear as quickly as that. It's kind of up in the air. Don't think as Magic Find is going to be removed or changed or anything like that, really. Just, it's kind of like it's a touchy subject that I think we'll just basically skip around Magic Find, because it's a touchy subject for somebody like, how much I need more Magic Find, why have you so much, and stuff like that. It's just keep trying to get your Magic Find up, and we'll see what happens later on when we get some more concrete, information about how Magic Finds works in U10, basically. Next thing is a gear makes up a tiny fraction of so what they're saying here is that gear as it is now is only like, I think on my, for example, my gunslinger, 4,000 of my 23,000 power rank is only gear. So, and that is like 16,000 from the gems itself. So what they're talking about is that gear just does such a little fragment of the whole power rank. So they're talking about if there's going to be any significant upgrades to your gear, like giving the more power rank in that sense. They want to have like restrained the goal of meaningful, that the gems actually have a meaning more than gear. But they're looking into feedback as well, probably coming into U10 and such. Well, gems, they're also talking about gems in the next question about how to get them, and they're talking it will still follow the standard format, as they might some alternative distribution method, because Geode, like I said, is its own system, and they can maybe introduce something different because they can kind of work around it because of the lore and say it's on Geode, so that's why you can get gem boxes or lesser gems, empowered gems through this method or something like that. Next question is that they're talking about the Titans and talking about the bosses. Undertow is going to be some boss in the near future, and they're saying, yeah, definitely, and he will maybe be the attack on Geode, might be the one that lore that leads us into U10, because more Titans are basically maybe attacking, or we open something because of all the mining and whatever we did on Geode. And I think it's Torstrom. I don't know if I said that correctly, but it's not one of them. So that's also a Titan boss. Next thing is to bring back the Sun and Moon aura. Sun and Moon aura was an exclusive aura you got when you bought the I don't know if it was the biggest pack, but if you bought like a big pack on when what's it called again? When Metallic, no, that's not it. When, I forgot the name of it. When the gem system got introduced and such, people, if you know what it is, put in the comments. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on this, but it was an aura that was exclusive to buying one of the packs during that, and I'm just completely blanking on the name still. I can't get it off the top of my head. And it has been a topic many times for people that they wanted to get it back, or some way getting it, and they're talking about maybe putting on Luxion, but it might be now too much of a high item in value in the sense of people wanting it to if it just put it through Luxion, but we'll have to see. It's always been a controversy around the Moon, Sun and Moon aura. So see if it comes back. We just have to look and hope for the best. Next thing is the plan of, again, we talked about this in the last news show. We talked about the BoundBrilliance, and now the Radiant Dayspring, which many people got their BoundBrilliance from, is not available anymore. And what are they going to do about that? And they're talking about they're going to look into it, see if people's feedback is, if it's good enough or whatever. Or else they will create like recipes to craft BoundBrilliance or some kind of draining method, as they did the Light Chaos Vaults. They're doing that now that you're coming out. You can craft Light Chaos Vaults. They're going to be expensive, but it is another drain, for example, for Dragonite or Diamond Dragonite and such. So they would just have to look to also drain currencies, depending on Veneta Vasink. Next question is, why wouldn't you make Outpost and NPC instructable? You're right, very right. We'll need to fix that. So they will get to that very now. I didn't know it really was a big issue, but I think it's a good thing that they are instructable, basically. No need to destroy for anything else. World trophies drop in the new PvP, and they say, heck yeah, of course. You could, in the previous, what's it called? Live streams, they jumped in there, some of the developers, and you could get their trophies and stuff like that. What are plans for fixtures? Any new ones coming in, and what is the ETA? Yes, there will be. So we will see new fixtures, Bejeweled release, combat fixtures, building related and stuff like that. But there's no timetable at the moment. That's why it's intern. All right. So maybe we won't see like fixtures too much. We did see a new fixture. The latest fixture we saw was the beacon one with the recent update, and maybe we'll see a fixture that has some kind of significance to Geode or something like that. If Patreon doesn't work on Geode, does it mean that we have to Patreon? If we have Patreon stand, it will not count towards count down on Geode. It will still count down on Geode. Basically, the point is, if you're on Geode, it will still count down. It will still work as it is. So that's what they say. Plan accordingly. So guys, don't use your Patreon. Don't renew your Patreon for the time being until there's something happens or something you want to do. If you're not planning on doing any Geode, which would be weird when it comes to live service, you can still use Geode. It's still going to give you the benefits outside of Geode. So yeah. I'm just letting you know that don't use your Patreon too much. The last thing is, will there be any major update focused on building aspect of Trove, Geodis and stuff? And they're basically talking about some new blocks, and they're talking about them having ideas for some more things to basically build. We would love to see, I would love to personally see some more frameworks. I really like the frameworks because I'm not the best of builders, but I really like to I like the way that I can just place a big building or place a small building, a trees, anything like that, and actually doesn't require me to have any skills if I want to take that way out. Of course, if you can always do the other way and just do it yourself, but I like that there's an easy way for people that are not as that has no skill, like basically like me. So basically, like they say in the bottom here, they say that there's going to be one more Friday, and they're going to have that live stream on the 26th, basically on not on tomorrow Tuesday, but next Tuesday, the 26th of June. There's going to be a live stream, and as I said, there's a link here in the description. You can go just straight to this forum post by Zero, and you can just click here, and you can just go there to that site. You might already have seen it, or if you don't want to if you don't want to click here, you can basically just wait on Wednesday. I'll go over the whole thing if you just want to wait to that. But that was the news show for week 15. It was a bit of a smaller one, but I hope you still liked it. Thank you again, guys, so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.